moment than it does in the telling. One section buckles, one cry changes pitch, one shield line loses shape, and suddenly the field seems to tilt toward ruin. That was how it opened. At first collapse, no trumpet for it, no grand signal, just the ugly truth arriving all at once. Men falling where they had stood, a gap where there should have been bodies. Enemy force pouring its weight into the weakness, like water into stone cracks. The sight of it hits deep, because every soldier knows what it means. Collapse spreads, panic multiplies, and if the break is fed fast enough, the whole line can become a memory before the hour is done. I felt that knowledge like ice in the gut, then I felt something stronger. Assignment, not the kind written on parchment, the kind written into the bones by God through repeated fire, the kind that says when the first breaking comes, you do not stare, you enter it. So I entered it. Blood splashing high, shield driving forward, sword arm already burning before the strike. No distance left between thought and action, only the violent mercy of response at first collapse. There is no perfect bravery, only costly obedience, only men choosing to become weight where the line has gone light, choosing to be resistors before they feel ready. I slant into the gap with two brothers on my left, one bleeding from the brow, one limping hard, neither waiting for permission to matter. That is how holds begin, not with ideal strength, but with wounded men refusing the invitation to fail. The enemy pressed hard, hard enough to make the teeth ring, hard enough to shove breath out of the chest, hard enough that every muscle started asking whether the ground was worth the pain. It was because collapse is not sacred, but holding is because surrender spreads faster than blood, unless someone stands where it first begins. So we stood there inside the breach, inside the shove, inside the roar and spit and broken wood. We stood until standing turned into pushing, and pushing turned into recovery, and recovery turned into the first sign that the line had not died after all. I saw the battle at its most honest, no polished legend, no distant banner moment, only the raw exchange, fear against calling, pressure against conviction, hell demanding ground, and the kingdom answering no. That answer cost, it always does, but cost is not defeat. Sometimes cost is how victory first appears. Small bloody bends at the knees, still somehow moving forward. So let this be remembered, not only the final shout, not only the regained field, but the first terrible opening, and the men who stepped into it before it could become the end. At first collapse, the battle nearly changed its name.